Hey, everybody. I'm glad that a lot of you got the message. I see there was lots of comments before we even popped on here tonight. Giving it a few seconds for people to pop on, but we have got two incredible guests all fired up together. Say hello, everybody. Garrett?
Hey, how's everybody doing? Thanks, Ron, for having me on. And yes, I am extremely excited. It's been a while since I've been on stage and talking to the movement. And tomorrow we are going to bring it. And it's going to just be a fantastic day. And I think a lot of people need this. And like we were talking about, Ron, what else are you going to do on a Friday night? We can't go anywhere. And this is a great opportunity to get around like-minded people for a great cause to help these poor, struggling small restaurants, stay afloat.
It is true. And, Joel, I just have to thank you. You're the one who is the catalyst of all of this. You're dealing with a lot of restaurants and a lot of people that are hurting in Grand Rapids. And where did this come from? Where did the idea come from?
Well, I've been a small business advocate my whole life, and I started, when I started my career, if you will, back when I was 18 years old is when I first started my first business, and I've had many different businesses throughout that period of time. Been given some good breaks and God's grace, and have had the opportunity to meet a lot of fine business people and just people in general over my career, and I look at and I understand how small business works, and people put their life savings into their business. They put their heart and soul into working. I always, people ask me, geez, or say to me, it would sure be nice to be in business for yourself, because then you'd be able to take vacations whenever you wanted, and it's a great thing. And I explained to him, I said, well, here's what being in business for yourself is really like. You work harder than everybody else that works in your business, and you get paid less than everybody else that's in your business. So I pass that on to my kids. I tell my kids that if you're gonna work for me, or you're gonna have your own business, you got to be the hardest working person in the room. You can't be that kid that said, oh, he's just the boss's kid. My kids all outwork everybody on the floor. And that's what I see in small business people. Again, they put their life and their blood into what they do. And what's happening in Michigan today, with in particular the food and beverage industry, the restaurant industry, it's criminal. These people are being forced to be closed, and there's no science behind it. There's no good reason for it, and I'm all about safety. I'm all about looking after my fellow human being, but when you can't show me that there's been COVID outbreaks in the restaurant business, that's just not happening. The restaurant people care about their customers. They've gone to great lengths to make their restaurants safe, but our governor, I don't know what's in her head, but just this whole kind of, well, we're going to open up, and then when opening time comes, well, we decided we're going to push out a little bit longer. Even though the science, even though the metrics that she provided that says that we have to improve on these three metrics, they improved to a point where they got to the level that they said they needed them to be, and she still keeps them closed. And it's criminal. These people are losing their life savings, and I can't sit by and watch it happen.
And you're right, Joel. It's not only criminal; it's disgusting, especially with what you just said about the metrics. Because I've been living in the science and the data ever since April 9th, and you're exactly right. All the metrics that she's using were way less than what we were at the end of November. So why do you continue to extend it? Why do you continue to bring the hammer down to these small businesses that are trying to do everything that they can? And unfortunately, Ron knows this better than anybody. There's restaurants now that they're standing up and opening because they have no choice. They either open up or they're done for good. And all we want is common sense solutions. That's it. And if you leave it up to the people, they'll figure it out. I just got back from Florida. I went down to Florida twice in December. It's wide open. It's wide open. All the restaurants are 100% capacity. You felt free again. You felt like an American, and you tend to forget what it's like to be able to do those things until it's stripped away from you. and then you get to experience it, and their Florida's doing better than us.
There's no COVID.
It's insane. And that's why me and Ron were just talking before you got on, like what's the narrative that she's pushing? It doesn't make any sense whatsoever to continue with this narrative. And that's what she does. And we're all just scratching our heads.
Yeah. I don't know what it is.
I just want you all to know because this isn't going to be a real long video, but what we want you to do is share this with everybody for tomorrow night all over the state of Michigan. Look, if you have to make an hour and a half, 2-hour drive, it'll be a nice 2-hour drive to have a great dinner later on, won't it? But what we've decided is, yes, we're going to talk about this and we're going to let people's voices be heard tomorrow night, but we're also going to do something about it. We're not just going to complain. We're going to actually entice you business owners, restaurant owners, to send an email to joel@deltaplex.com if you want to participate. And that means we're going to give you a table. The table will have a number on it. We're going to be able to provide this by telephone. Everybody will have it on there to find the restaurants they would like to buy gift cards or gift certificates from. He's going to have, there won't be an ATM available, but Wi-Fi is available. So if you are a restaurant, you can bring your own devices in order to Stripe or whatever you might have, Square, to be able to run your credit cards if you need to. But we're wanting to support you, and we're recommending that everybody who's out there, look, we're going to have food available to you. We're going to have great music there, and we're going to be able to just be together and be normal for an evening. And yes, we are peacefully protesting against these lockdowns, but we're also at the same time going to do everything we can to help these restaurants get over the hump, to give them boldness to reopen as soon as possible, do it safely, which they're already been prepared and waiting to do. But we're tired of igloos sitting outside of buildings. It just doesn't work in Michigan in the winter. And we just want you all to show up, come by, even if it's for an hour, or spend the evening. But we want you to spend some money and invest in these, because guess what? They have been, Joel mentioned, these small business owners they don't get a paycheck. They don't qualify for the unemployment. Most of them don't qualify for a lot of these other loans either. And what's happened in a lot of cases is they have sacrificed and gone in debt to take care of their employees. They've done it because they don't have a choice. Number one, they're like family. It's the way it works in restaurants and in small business. And they have done a miraculous job, and it's time, and it gives us an opportunity tomorrow night to prove, as Garrett has said many times, and we continue to talk about, the people have to be the solution. We cannot wait and depend on the government.
Yeah, the Paycheck Protection Program, it's an interesting thing because it's designed to help you make your payroll, even though your business might slow down. So for those businesses that have slowed down because of COVID, PPP is a great thing. But the businesses that are closed by government order don't have employees. So the PPP thing doesn't help them. So that's why we're seeing, there's going to be something like, I don't know if it's, someone told me today that a minimum of 25% of the restaurants that were in business in February of last year are going to be out of business in the next 30 days. And, when you look, it's not the big national chains, because they have, they got restaurants in Florida that can support the closed restaurants in Michigan. It's the mom and pops. It's all of the small restaurants, the individual owners, even the small groups of ownership that are Michigan based. They're all struggling. They are not going to come out of this healthy. And if they do, they're going to be in debt a huge amount. So, like you said, what can we do in our community to help these people? That's what we need to do. And the gift card program, we're hoping that's going to help these people put some money in to help them make their rent payment or their utility payment, because the rent doesn't stop. The utilities don't stop. I mean, even the real estate taxes. No. I would have thought that the government would have said, well, geez, you can't make we're forcing you to be closed, but you better pay your real estate taxes. I don't understand that either. But
you know that, Joel, right? That was passed to delay those taxes in February, and she vetoed that.
She vetoed it. I know it was. So you can't be open, but you have to pay your real estate taxes and your insurance bill, and a lot of these things that just don't stop. And we as a community have to help our brothers and sisters. We have to be there because we can't rely on the government. The government is the problem right now, and we need to do something. So that's why I want to do this.
Well, thank you for hosting it. That's for gosh darn sure. And one thing is for sure, it's going to be a fantastic event. And for everybody out there that's watching right now, one thing with Stand Up Michigan, when they get involved, you're going to leave feeling like a better American. You truly will. And so this is a family event, guys. Bring your friends, bring your family. I mean, what else do you have to do on a Friday? You're not allowed to do anything else. So this is a great opportunity to support these businesses and come together in a community. And I think we all need this right now, especially with all the negativity out in the media. I think people just need a breath of fresh air, and what better place to be with thousands of other like-minded people, and you're going to feel like family. You're going to feel a sense of belonging, and you will leave tomorrow night a better American, I can guarantee it.
Yep, and one thing that we do need help with is getting the word out. Facebook is been not helpful. Their whole program is all about how do you limit free speech? How do you limit? I mean, they look at this as a potential problem because it doesn't fit their narrative. So we're getting out as much as we can. I'm making phone calls, but I would encourage everybody that's watching tonight to contact their friends, contact your restaurant down the street, and say, hey, here's an opportunity for you. Email Joel and let's get you lined up. And if nothing else, hopefully you'll meet some good people. We've got some good speakers coming in, some restaurant people, people that have opened regardless of the order. We've got a couple people that have closed their restaurants that will never open again. They're going to tell their stories. And we've got some politicians that are going to come in and hopefully help us understand and help us figure out a way to send our message to the governor's office, because it's not the legislators. I mean, the legislators, say what you will about them. It's the governor that carries the big hammer at this point in time, and she's the one that is calling the shots. We'll have good people there. The music is going to be awesome. It's a great young group of guys that are just extremely talented. I own a music venue, and we see up and coming acts, and these guys are going to be someday you're going to be reading about them a lot.
So if you would, guys, I'd like you to share this video from YouTube here. You can also share it from my public figure page. Garrett's putting this out on his public figure page. Put it across all of your devices. More importantly, with the YouTube, when share it by text, share it by email, link, whatever it is it takes. I think that when you begin to do something for somebody else, you feel better about yourself. When you hear these stories, and believe me, a lot of these people that will be there tomorrow haven't really had a lot of people to talk to and tell their story. And I think both telling the story on stage, but also telling the story to others, just being there, are going to make them feel better that there is a whole family unit here. West Michigan and Michigan, we take care of each other, and we're going to do a little bit of that tomorrow night. We're going to feel normal tomorrow night. We're going to celebrate patriotism tomorrow night, because we, the people, are the solution, not the government. Garrett, what do you have to close out here, and any other words of wisdom for us as we head into tomorrow?
And just like I hit on, Ron, you hit it right, the nail on the head. I mean, this is about standing up and being proud of this country, being proud of this flag, and being proud for our values. And I loved it, Joel, how you went on there. You said this is a bipartisan event. And yes, we want anybody and everybody that loves this country and loves this flag to come. We don't care about your political affiliation. This is about us coming together and starting the healing process, which I feel is much needed right now. We are so divided, and we have to come into the middle and be united again. And what a great opportunity for us to do this starting tomorrow.
Agreed.
When you go to work tomorrow, everybody spread the word. They can change plans for one evening, because there might be some businesses with this kind of an event that may be saved. They may actually be able to stay open because of the support or the strength that we give them in maybe battling or deciding, you know what, I'm going to close anyway, so I'm opening now. There's a lot of those that have stood up, and believe me, they're doing well. People are showing up. We spread out the words to some that are showing up, and there's a big crowd there tomorrow. They'll be packed all weekend long. it's time for us to begin to do things again for each other. We appreciate all of you. We look forward to seeing you tomorrow evening again. If restaurants, you've got to send it to joel@deltaplex.com. We're pushing for noon tomorrow. It certainly can give an extra hour or something, but we want to be able to get that list put together, figure out how many tables to put up, and then the doors are opening at 6 o'clock. It's probably going to go until between, what'd you say, Joel, between 9 and 10 maybe?
9 to 10, yeah. I mean, we'll be flexible as long as people are spending money and supporting our neighbors. We'll stay open and be there for them.
All right, and we'll be on with Justin Barkley in the morning. He's going to do a lot of plugging on Wood Radio. So we're just going to ask you again to spread this word, share this video, and show up tomorrow. Invest a little money in your community. I promise you, you'll get it back twofold. It's the best way we can pay it forward right now. So thank you all. Have a great evening. We'll look forward to seeing you all tomorrow night with the Stand Up Michigan crew and a whole bunch of Patriots. We're at the Deltaplex. Have a great evening.